welcome to the Fatherless Cheat Sheet. I'm Andrew, your host. Thanks for joining me. We have a fan favorite coming back today as a guest, Aunt Emily's back, my sister. We had a great conversation. We talked about restaurant behavior around the holidays. Emily runs a restaurant. That was fun insight. You'll enjoy that. We talked about some of our family traditions. We talked about Christmas movie quotes as we are we're at the beginning of the holiday season. You've digested your turkey. The booze bloat has faded, and we're gonna re-up on all that. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving as we sort of just careen towards Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, heading towards all of those great events and New Year's and I love this time of year. I love this time of year as as we're recording this, as we're going into the weekend, one of my favorite days of the year is coming up where we decorate the tree, our Christmas tree. And it has new meaning for me. It's a new tradition, obviously, having young children. When I was younger, just from the fatherless standpoint, of course, we had traditions, we had a tree. I'm not saying I didn't do any of those things, but as a father now, having been fatherless and not always having, the holidays weren't always easy, I'll put it that way. But now, being a father, sort of having all those things in the distant past and looking at things through a different lens, I look forward to so much around the holidays and seeing the joy on my children's faces, and even something as simple as decorating the Christmas tree. When I was younger, it was just sort of a hassle, if I'm being honest. I wanted to be doing almost anything else, but I did it. But now it's different. It's one of my favorite days of the year, and I'll share a little bit about that. We get everything up the day before, and then even the tree, but we leave the tree bare. And then the next day, we simply decorate the tree. We have Christmas music, Dean Martin, Christmas stuff on, martinis, appetizers. It's a fun thing. It's not like a big party. We don't invite anybody to do this. We just do it ourselves. And now that the girls can physically take the ornaments and put them on the tree, it's even better. And it's just truthfully one of my favorite experiences and traditions and days of the year. But growing up fatherless, I didn't think about really being a father. And when I did, I just didn't know how that was all going to happen. Well, I know how that happens, but you know what I mean. So just wanted to share that that little story, that little tidbit. And just to say that these traditions, the traditions that we talk about that take hold are organic. They have to sort of happen organically. You can't force them. And that's not news. Well, we know that. Like a nickname. You can't force a nickname. Nicknames just kind of happen. A&M was great. We talked about all that and more. It was just kind of a relaxed conversation, and we just dug into the holiday season a little bit. And so I hope you like it. I'm going to leave it at that, and check it out, Fatherless Cheat Sheet. All right, welcome to the Fatherless Cheat Sheet, and I have my sister, Emily. Emily's back.
Woo-hoo.
Back. What's up?
What's up?
You doing good?
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Thanks for bookending the first 12. I like it. You know how I like ceremony.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, this is good. This is an exciting time of year. We're on the precipice of the holidays. When this comes out, everyone will finally be digested and maybe debloated from Thanksgiving. And we come into, in my opinion, besides July, because I love heat, I love the summer, right? And I love America's birthday, and there's some other birthdays in July that, but this is a great time of year. Revelry, fun. And sometimes it's like, when you're going on a vacation, and some of the best part of the vacation is talking about the vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always think the best part of the vacation is the moment you put the key in the hotel door and you haven't seen the room yet. It's
Right.
just the opening of the door.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here we are. We've
Here we
traveled. Everything is packed. And this is where it begins. It's sort of like the best part of a baseball game to me is when you're walking out through the tunnel,
Mm.
and the first time you see
The
the
grass.
field,
You see the grass.
that first hint.
It's the best.
So
It's
yeah,
the
so
best.
that's to me the best part of the vacation is the opening of the hotel door.
So this is what we're doing in this conversation. We're opening the hotel door. We're seeing the grass at Shea Stadium, Citi Field,
City
and
Field.
we're opening up the holiday season with a fun conversation where we're just gonna shoot the shit. We're not gonna ask crazy questions. We're just gonna have a little fun and shoot the shit, as I like
All
to
right,
say.
I'm ready.
All right. So I want to know everything there is to know about the restaurant business this time of year. Now, I worked in the restaurant business for a while as a bartender, but I didn't really see the ins and outs because I was behind the bar and I didn't really care that much about it anyway. But but as you run a restaurant, not only do you run a restaurant, but you book parties, you book holiday parties, you book Christmas parties
Hmm.
for this extremely busy time of year. So thank you for sparing some time for me,
Oh sure,
for little bro.
yeah.
Where's that? So what's in that snack pocket right now?
Let's see. Maybe it would be like Reese's peanut butter cups
Oh,
because
that'd be
it's
good.
chilly out, so they're not gonna melt.
Oh, that would be so
You gotta
good.
think of those things.
The
A little protein.
turkey sandwich with copious amounts of mayo on it. Gets a little warm from the pocket.
Yeah.
Um, but so I want to know about not just I want to know about the behavior of holiday guests at the restaurant. First of all, like your regulars, like what changes this time of year at the restaurant at a restaurant.
Um, the number of guests in terms of tables. So the day after Thanksgiving is going to be, oh, we're 18. Oh, we're 12.
Hmm.
Oh, we're 22
Yeah.
because they don't want to be home anymore.
Right.
Everybody flew in on Monday. They flew in on Tuesday. Now they've all been together in one house,
Right.
cooking, getting ready, and then they have a great meal and then they want out.
We gotta get out.
They want sushi. They don't want turkey.
Damn.
They want and they don't wanna talk to,
Right.
the one crazy cousin that they got stuck next
They
to at
they keeps
dinner.
pulling the guitar out
Right,
when it's not appropriate. Do me a
Denise
Hey,
wants to
do me
talk
a
about
favor.
her, buckles.
Buckles. Well, they have inspirational sayings on them. And by the way, if you're the cousin that whips the guitar out, nobody wants to hear the song you're about to
Right,
sing.
keep your guitar in the car.
Unless you're in the Rock Tours or the Black Keys or whatever, leave the guitar away.
Right. So it's mostly that. It's just
Mhm.
much larger parties, and it's they're just trying to get away from each other
Mhm.
almost, and you can see the dynamic. What I just watch. I have to watch everything all the time.
Yeah.
So when you see grandma sitting at the table, maybe sometimes grandma just wants to stay home.
Yeah.
Like she just doesn't want to be out.
Yeah.
It's too loud. The fan is too it, it's too close to her.
Mhm.
So it's a interesting dynamic. They also most of the time because it's such a beautiful restaurant, it's directly on the water, most of it's outside, people
Mhm.
sit for 2 hours,
Right.
3 hours. Not now. Now it's a much quicker turn
Okay.
because they just wanna do their business and get out.
Yeah.
So, it's we
And
adjust.
what do you see from the regulars? Is there a difference in what people eat and drink and say and do?
Yeah, they tend to spend more. They tend to bring people like
Mhm.
the regulars that are sitting by themselves most of the time. They start to bring like, oh, I brought somebody, we're having a Thanksgiving Day drink, or
Right.
they're in town for the holidays, so
Mhm.
we're getting together. What I like to do at this time of year is if I we're very lucky. We have a lot of regulars because of the community that we're in. It's a very old community.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of old regulars. The restaurant's been there for 20 years. It was a restaurant prior.
Mhm.
And what I love to do right now is I like to pick up the tab for my regulars.
Mhm.
And they could be really quiet and antisocial. They just want to sit there and drink.
Yeah.
The minute that we do that, it completely changes their whole demeanor. And you can see it for the next couple of
Mhm.
visits. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7 weeks.
Right.
And it's fun to do because A, they deserve it.
Yeah.
It's, it's a nice buyback,
Mhm.
and it's the consideration from our end to them. It makes them feel special, and
Yeah.
that's really what the holidays are for. You just wanna make people feel special and included, and, some of them pay the electric bill. They're there a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
So picking up a $65 tab is really not, I'm not doing much, but it
yeah.
means a lot to them. So,
Yeah, I think that goes a long way, and the acknowledgement, I mean, that's sort of a recurring theme in a lot of the conversations I've had so far, in the cream filling of the sandwich of our
yeah,
conversations in the show, and I think that it takes so little to make someone feel better or special or appreciated, so that's cool that, and I know that what you really, you sort of really put the hospitality in this, in what you do. You really take it seriously, and we've always loved to do that for people, whether we were hosting parties at home, when
yeah,
we were
yeah.
younger and
I
stuff
try.
like that.
It's I treat the place like I own it,
Yeah.
and I always say, I'm an Italian New Yorker. It's in my
Mhm.
DNA. Nobody is leaving hungry.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, and I decorate to the best of my ability. The
Mhm.
place is really pretty. It doesn't need much decoration in terms of every other week,
Right.
but now we're gonna decorate. It's gonna take us about 4 or 5 days to get
Mhm.
everything done. It's just hundreds and hundreds of lights and trees and decorations, and every time I turn, there's another void, and
Yeah.
I'm back on Amazon or I'm running to Walmart. And it's interesting how much the guests like it.
Mhm.
Like, they take pictures in front of my
Yeah.
Christmas tree,
That's
and
nice.
it makes you feel good.
Sure.
A couple of years ago, we had a Sweet 16. We have a pool deck. It has a private entrance, and there's a full pool, and I've had parties up to 150 people down
Mhm.
there, and it's a great space.
Mhm.
And somebody had a Sweet 16 down there, and, they rented this tremendous, like, very royal looking, um, chair,
Mhm.
like, with the high back,
Nice.
and,
Yeah.
like, she was the queen,
Right, right, right.
And, so they rented the chair, and it was, like, gold and white or gold and ivory, and the rental company didn't pick it up. So I couldn't leave it outside because
Right.
it could get damaged or whatever,
Oh.
so I put it up front
Mhm.
near the Christmas tree. I can't tell you how many people were just sitting in that chair taking pictures.
Yeah.
I never would have thought to do that,
Right, right.
but they get comfortable.
Yeah, they
Like,
comfortable,
"Oh,
yeah.
we're gonna take a chair," and then we get credit for it because they tag us in the post,
Right.
and it's just interesting. So we
But
become part of their holiday.
yeah, I mean, and it's time that I think one of the reasons I enjoy this time of year the most is, like, people let their guard down, and if anybody's get their guard up for the other 11 and a half months a year, it's me. But
Yeah,
I enjoy the fact that people kind of, they put their guard down, and they buy into the holiday season, the Christmas season, whatever you celebrate. Obviously,
yeah.
the things, but do you also notice, not to bring it down a notch, but, like, an uptick in solo drinkers or solo, people coming into You
People
know,
are drinking more. You actually see more women alone at the bar,
okay.
than you do on a normal basis
Trying to get that
because
next husband.
they're shopping and
Boom.
they need some Kim Crawford.
Duh.
Shout out to Kim Crawford.
Shout out Kim. By the way,
We'll we'll take the sponsorship. Thank you very much.
Shout out Kim C. I feel like Kim C should put that in a Capri Sun pouch
Yeah.
because it is tasty juice.
Zealish. So there's more of that. There's that
Okay.
quick. Let me just
dip
have
in
a
here.
glass
Okay.
before I go pick up the kids.
Right.
And and people are more friendly.
Mhm.
They're talking about the decorations. They're asking. It's a good. It's an easy thing to ask the staff. What are you doing? Are you from here? Are you flying home?
Right.
It's that becomes the conversation. What are you doing for the holidays?
Right.
I've been hearing that all week. Everybody's been asking, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? So
Yeah.
it just opens everybody up.
It does. It opens. Yeah.
It gives everybody a common denominator.
Everybody gets a little bit softened up, and then there's some people that get a little. They're on there. You got to watch out. Some people are just ready to rock and roll
Yeah.
because they're hurting or they're not. They don't have that thing to go
Yeah.
to. It's like that fantastic scene in the Christmas movie Lethal Weapon when he's in the room with the gun. Remember that scene? It's great.
Mhm.
Well, okay, I'm gonna pause that because I'm gonna talk about Christmas movies another time.
Okay.
Let's move on. Sorry. Okay, I'm off topic. Who who who's the biggest problem this time of year at a holiday party at a restaurant? Like, who's causing the most trouble? Who do you have to look out for the most?
Um,
Who's the biggest asshole?
the the ones that don't drink a lot. They come in and they're like, "Oh, I got my Christmas tree skirt on. I am out tonight." Okay, listen. You're on a deck, okay? Your heel
Yeah,
is gonna get stuck in between. Like, let's be careful.
you know,
It's not the plaza. You're not at the supper club. Like, let's call it what it is.
but
It's a
they're going out
beautiful
tonight.
They're
Yeah,
going out tonight.
yeah.
They're strapping on that outfit, and they have to dress
It's
like a
hysterical.
Christmas
Oh my
angel
God, so funny.
or Santa baby. You're 40. You're not Santa baby. Stop it.
It's over, Santa
So
baby. Yeah,
it's that,
yeah. Okay.
and then what happens is that the boss who has 3 bottles of bourbon on his desk or her desk, the boss who's drinking a bottle of Kim Crawford on her own and can handle it, she's ordering or he's ordering for his staff
Yeah.
to make merry, and and they can't handle it.
Get it right.
And then it's me, in the bathroom with the plunger.
Right.
Like, "Okay, Merry Christmas."
Yeah, yeah. Someone just puked up a rubber ducky
Right,
from the
right.
dashboard of their Jeep.
Like, I get it. It took you 22 minutes to put your very perfect Christmas red lipstick on. You
Yeah,
need to eat, okay?
gotta eat.
Everybody, if you're gonna drink, you have to eat. Our food
Yeah,
is excellent.
yeah.
So usually it's the newbies,
Right.
the rookies, the ones who are not going out, that causes the biggest problem.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, we've in the sometimes the guests are even harder on the other guests than we are.
Right.
They're like, like, "Look around. They pay they're signing your check, like,
Right.
behave yourself." So, it's interesting to watch.
Yeah, you
So
gotta be careful with those holiday parties because if you're not used to going out and you find yourself in that situation, um, and everyone's just trying to fit in,
Right.
maybe fake the shot that you're gonna take or something.
Right, and there's also, what we said before about the vacation and the baseball game. The lead up to the party is just as much fun because, it's what are you wearing? What time
Sure.
are you going to get there? I've never been there before. This is what happened last year.
Mm.
So they come in with all of this sort of anxious anxiety and
Yeah.
excitement, and they're not thinking straight. But
They're not thinking straight, and then they get nervous, somebody, and then they booze too much, and then it's over, and then
right,
they flop on the floor, and then that's the only thing anyone remembers about them for the rest of their lives, even though maybe
right,
they're a wizard on the Excel file, but then they're flopping on the floor, right?
right,
Like writhing in their
right.
own vomit. What are they supposed to
Yes.
do? And it's just
Yeah.
that's a wrap, right? That's a wrap for Janine or whoever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that,
Correct.
which is a shame. So, okay, so you're saying for the newbies out there,
Just take it easy.
take it easy.
Take it easy. Hydrate. It's
Yeah.
in like in between. Now, I have an excellent staff.
Mm.
We're very uh experienced in this, and we watch. We have to watch. It's our
Yeah.
job to watch.
Yeah.
We make sure, especially a big party, if there's like a buyout and it's 150 people or 200 people, somebody's walking around with bottles of water.
Yeah.
And you can slow down the bar a little bit. You can start passing appetizers.
Yeah.
So
Throw a
you just have
pot
to
throw a pot sticker at that
right.
guy.
You got to read the room.
Yeah.
You have to read the room.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's almost like a little bit sad when someone's just getting. I mean, they just get the waves are cresting over them. Right? They're just getting walloped with
right.
revelry. They can't handle it. They're not built for it.
And the difference between the holidays and, let's say, June.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of guys standing at the bar, and it's their holiday party, and they're like, "We're gonna do shots." And they are lined up, and they're pouring Rumplemints. I don't
Yeah.
know, it's, not a good idea, by the
Yeah.
way,
No, I mean,
and
unless you're at
it's
senior prom, which is fine, but
right, but
Rumplemints
Rumplemints has made a,
is
um
coming back.
an uptick.
Yeah,
So
like
shout out to
yeah,
Rumplemints. We'll take that sponsorship too. And
shout out Rumplemints, shout out Bell
right.
Bottoms because I'm sure they're coming back pretty soon too.
Right. So if I see these guys, they're being really rowdy, and I see that bartender grabbing that bottle of Rumplemints, I will go behind the bar and I
Yeah.
will say, "Listen, this is what I need. I need to see plates of food in front of you. As soon as everybody finishes those plates, that's when you get your shot."
Yeah.
They will listen to me.
Yeah.
If I tried that in June with a bunch of guys,
Yeah.
they wouldn't. But at a holiday party, it's just a different feel altogether.
That's interesting.
And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, all right. Well," I'm like, "I'm not gonna give it to you if you don't go eat." And then they'll go and they'll come back, and it works because we've put something in their stomach. Because the other thing is, on the business side of it, you want them to keep drinking more.
Yeah.
I don't want you going down after 3 shots.
Right.
I'm looking for 7 or 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
when it's a marathon. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and you want people honestly, you want people to have a good time and
yeah, you want
not
them to have fun.
the sprint just means you're gonna be passed out, in the back of, your own vehicle in the parking lot waiting it out. So
We have the restaurant, as I've said a number of times, the restaurant is very large, and we have a lower level that seats about 200 people. And when there's a private event downstairs, um, what we do is we have a Hula girl figurine, and we hide it.
uh-huh.
And whoever at the party finds it gets a $100 gift certificate.
Nice.
It started because we didn't really come up with this idea.
Yeah.
Another party does it. So they originated it, and they would hide an elf. 150 people come to this party in a dead sprint. They come flying
Yeah.
in. I have been bribed. I have been asked a million times, like, "Can you give us a hint?"
That's good.
And again, that wouldn't happen in May or June.
Right. Right, right.
they just sort of take on the season and
No, that's good.
they
Yeah,
run with it.
everybody runs with it. Everybody runs with the season, and it's just I don't know. There's something about it, and even for the most glib and pessimistic, I think you could get wrapped up in it. But look, here's the thing, and I'll transition to sort of the next part of the conversation. But for so many, and I'll address this sort of in a different episode, but it's a really really difficult time of year. It kind of shines a light on the good or the bad of it all. If you're
Oh,
going right,
yeah.
it's a big, hot, bright light on. If things are going well, boy, it's great. You got that new sweetheart. You're doing your thing. You're whatever. Or if you're all by yourself, things ain't going well or whatever. Or for us, the the fatherless cheat sheet. I remember so many years of holidays that were just sort of there was that feeling of ooh, oh boy, this
Well,
ain't
somebody
great.
was missing.
Somebody was missing for sure, and it kind of like the you can't unring that bell,
No, right.
and it was reverberating, and so what do you going back to the Frank of it all? Do you have any? Did you guys have any traditions sort of that I don't remember because I was three, but
My favorite one of my favorite memories of all time, it happens to be a Christmas memory.
yeah,
We grew up in a brownstone, in Brooklyn. We can geographically place ourselves because we're not there anymore.
yeah,
And uh, we lived on it was 3 floors. We lived on the top floor, and it was probably I know that I'm gonna say 12-foot ceilings. I can hear I can hear mommy in the back of my head going, there were 14-foot ceilings. So there were very high
yeah.
ceilings.
I see.
And
Yeah.
then there was a drop.
Mhm.
There was a drop ceiling. So if you poked it, um, the tile would actually pop up and there were like tracks
Yeah,
um on uh, on the ceiling. And so daddy and I used to go and pick the Christmas tree together every year.
yeah,
And I always remember wearing a vest. I don't know why this is attached to the memory, but every time I see or I wear like a puffy vest,
yeah,
that's what I think of. Because I guess daddy had one and he wore it because he needed to like move his arms because he was going to grab the tree. It's so
yeah,
silly. Wait, it's so amazing and silly the things that you remember. So we would pick the tree, just the two of us,
yeah.
a real tree. We would get it home. I would try to help him carry it up the 3 flights of stairs, and no matter what, the tree was always a foot and a half too tall. And
Right.
and every year, mommy would yell at him and
Yeah.
say, "It's too big. You do this every single year."
Right, right,
And then he has to go borrow a saw and then chop the bottom down and
right.
chop some of the top down. And I remember, um, I was a little bit older. So he asked me to go get the saw from a neighbor,
Uh-huh.
like a little handsaw.
Hey,
He asked me to
hey,
go to
hey, Frank, go buy a $10 saw.
wait, hold on. So I go and I go to I ring the door. I ring Mary's doorbell.
Oh, okay.
Right? And one of her sons come out and they go, "He still got it from last year."
Son of a bitch.
And we did.
You
We
had
still
it.
had it.
You had it.
So we bought too big of a tree every
Yeah.
year. Mommy would yell at him
There
and
you go.
it was the greatest. It
Yeah.
was just that sort of walking around, old school Brooklyn. They
Yeah.
had like the trees just leaned against buildings and you'd look at it, they'd shake it,
Yeah.
you'd
Right.
see it
They shake it
fall.
out. Yeah. Some guy.
Right, they'd shake it
Yeah.
out and then they'd wrap it up with the
Some
with
guy.
the with rope.
Some guy named Slimmy with a dead tooth and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Right. Right? This was his year.
Oh,
He was making his money
this
in those
is
6
it's
weeks,
his Super Bowl
all cash.
cash.
Nobody was tapping anything. Nobody
No,
was getting tipped. If they
100%.
if they tied it to the car and he gave him a 10, oh, you made his holiday.
That's it. And you got to, but that's
So,
so funny, right? You got to shake that, you got to tap that tree on the
yeah,
ground, and then
right, you can
all
hear
those
it.
nails would cascade down, which is
Mhm.
not a good sign, by the way.
Right, right, right. So that's
Yeah,
one of my favorites,
yeah,
was that we would do that together.
yeah. No,
So,
that's a nice memory. And it's almost, again, I've said this before, but traditions happen organically that you couldn't game that out, you know? It's
right.
it's it's nice when that happens organically. So, what would you say sort of, post Frank was sort of as difficult sometimes as the holidays were? What was a favorite tradition of yours, of ours, I should say, of all, the 3 of us?
Aside from Christmas Eve,
Yeah, nah, you could say that one, yeah.
I mean, Christmas Eve is it. It's the night, and, we would go to, our aunt and uncle's house. We'd drive out to Long Island, and, there would be sometimes there was 30 people there,
Yeah,
and there was dozens and dozens um, of of fish and food, and
yeah,
the courses were very specific, and we always did exactly the same thing, and, um, the same things would happen. We have a special dish, as the second course, and our aunt, as soon as we would walk in every year, she would go, "I ruined it," and she never
yeah,
ruined it,
not once.
and it was that's part of the tradition.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you miss that, you miss the people who I think if I could pick 3 days in my life to go
mm,
back to, I think a Christmas Eve would be one of them.
yeah,
Just because everybody was in the same room,
yeah,
and everybody was happy, and it wasn't a big gift-giving holiday for us. We
no,
got gifts, like, for Christmas Eve, like, for the extended family.
yeah,
That wasn't a big part of it. It
right,
was just all the food and being
yeah.
together, and so many of us. So,
Yeah, it was
um,
it was definitely a special night for sure. It
yeah.
was, sort of, that the electricity was there. It was the anticipation and of what? Of opening some gifts Christmas morning. It was more than that. There was, I don't know, it's sort of hard to explain, and it was very of the time, but I still get excited about Christmas Eve, and,
Oh, absolutely.
a different level because it's smaller now, obviously, but it was a
I know, but you're really good about, we're very consistent with it, and
yeah,
you're very good about explaining to the girls what's happening,
yeah,
and why we do it, and we do all the same things. We light the candles and the chandelier, and
no.
we just duplicate all the things that are our favorites.
Yeah, and it's important. It's important to honor tradition, especially if it's or again, not to overuse the word, but organic, and if it's a thing that we like to do. I, this isn't my issue, but I've never enjoyed being told what to do. I don't love authority. Man,
What?
we'll get into that in a different episode. But I like to do things that I want to do. I'm a brat. Let's call that what it is. But I I also feel very, very sincere in honoring, especially the Christmas Eve tradition, and it's probably truthfully my favorite night of the year,
Mhm.
all in, and I just have so many great memories as a kid, despite what we're talking about of loss and fatherlessness. It was not a remedy to that, but it helped having everybody there, like having we again, another theme of the show has really been all hands on deck, community, people leaning in, circle the wagons, blah blah blah. that
Yeah.
night to me was the most I ever saw a family together, because in many ways when we were in Brooklyn, we were very isolated,
Yeah.
right? And so
Mhm.
that was always a nice thing. But
Yeah, with 30 people in the house, you're not literally concentrating on who you're missing, because 'cause
no,
you're turning around and there's a new person, and
that's
you may
it.
not have seen them since either last year or 6 months
Yeah.
ago, maybe during the summer. So I think that was a big part of it. I don't, um when I think of Christmas Eve, I don't even think of daddy in those terms,
Mhm.
because he was just one of.
Yeah.
So we sort of got away with it. There was never any sadness on Christmas
No,
Eve.
never. No,
It
no.
was it was just, it was just Christmas Eve, and we were here,
Yeah.
and everybody knew what was happening,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how special it was.
Yeah. For
So,
sure. For sure. Well, as we get to wrap here a little bit, let's talk a little bit about, give me a couple of fun favorite Christmas movie quotes as we barrel into the holiday season. What's like one or two of your favorite Christmas movie quotes?
the bitch hit me with a toaster.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
Anything
one.
from Scrooged, I'm
Yeah.
good. And I have it's not just one. I love in Elf
Yeah.
when he goes, "Make work your favorite."
Very vivid. Oh, he's
He's
so
like,
funny.
6-inch ribbon curls.
Yeah.
Make work your
Yeah.
favorite. I say make work your favorite at work.
That's such an
And I
underrated.
and I tell the girls to tell you that you smell like beef and cheese a
Mhm.
lot.
Once in a while, I guess I do. We're making
It's
a nice
just a
chili
funny
for the gang.
it's just such a
It's
funny
such a
line.
funny phrase. I mean, two great cameos. Faison Love in that movie is so funny. And next time you're watching, look at the name tag. I forget what name it is, but it's not. It's like it's a woman's name. It's so funny because he wasn't
Oh
supposed
my
to play
god,
the role. Yeah,
I can't believe that I don't know it.
I can't remember. I can't remember what it is, but it's really funny.
Um, Now, Moonstruck is my favorite movie of all time. It has personal, it's special to me for personal
Yeah,
reasons, aside from it being an incredible movie, and, um, it's a in essence, it's a Christmas movie.
yeah.
To me, it's a Christmas movie, and they play it more at Christmas, and it
Hmm.
happens around Christmas, and there's a line in it that's a throwaway line, and, I have to do a little shout out to my aunt and her favorite line, and my favorite line was, "We never suspected," 'cause she forgets to bring the
It's
money to
good.
the bank,
That's
and
right.
they suspected.
It's
They
so
had
good.
her
Oh,
dead to rights. She was going to
that's
Bora
good.
Bora with all that with all that
Yeah,
money.
but they didn't want to say, "Oh,
No, we never suspected. And you know what? I would love to see, like, a director's cut if that's even a line.
right, right."
You know?
If it
Like,
was a riff,
sometimes,
yeah.
one of our favorite lines of all time from Ocean's 11, like,
Uh,
was that in a script? Did did
I
he?
saw you. I saw you before you got up this morning. Yeah,
Mhm. Best
that's
line
good.
ever.
It's so good. Yeah, that's great. And Deetsy.
So did I step on any of your
No,
favorite
not
lines?
not at all. Not at all.
What are
I give you
yours?
my. I have a couple here real quick. Uh, in Scrooge when he's when Bobcat Goldthwait goes, "Who do you think you're dealing with?"
I say that all the
It's
time.
so funny. It's so funny. Uh,
That's like one of my only imitations that I can do.
I have really strange, goofy ones. Shockingly enough, Christmas Vacation when he says "Merry Christmas," shitter was full. When Randy Quaid's emptying you know, the shitter. Um, Anything Vince Vaughn said in Fred Claus, because I'm just a fanboy and I'm not going to apologize for it.
I've never seen that movie.
Fred Claus, you've never seen Fred Claus?
No.
Okay, well, we know what you're doing this weekend. Uh,
Well,
Scroo-
we can watch it
well,
when
when
I
you're
come
here,
to you.
sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. We're gonna watch it a couple times. This one's from Scrooged. Niagara Falls, Frank. Niagara Falls. Rest in peace, Buster Poindexter.
Yeah.
And then my last one, and I'm just this sums me up. I'm so corny. and I don't care. But no man is a failure who has friends is my favorite line. It's a Wonderful Life is my favorite Christmas movie. It's one of my
Mhm.
favorite movies. And I think it's probably so appropriate for this show specifically. And although he wasn't fatherless or anything like that, I would go with all the crowd. I would dip into Grandpa's apartment was attached to our aunt's house. He had a little place, so I would go in there, and It's a Wonderful Life would be on. So I would go away from the crowd, and I would watch little snippets of It's a Wonderful Life every single year. And I don't know why it just sort of resonated with me. I guess something about George Bailey. I think everybody's got a little George Bailey in them. And anyway, that's my favorite. That's my favorite Christmas line of all time. You know, and
And
so
it's true.
it's redemption. It's redemption. Because he's a flawed. We're all flawed, and he's flawed, and he's getting pissed off at his kids, but he loves his kids and the Zuzu's pedals and the whole thing. And it's a really great movie above and beyond Christmas.
Yeah.
And so anyway, great spot to end right there. This great time, great precipice to the holiday
Yeah.
season. If you're having a hard time, just hang in there, hang tight, and just try to ride this thing out, because January 2nd will be here. But
Right.
if you're blessed enough to have family and friends, just enjoy yourself, and could you get a goddamn Uber? Don't drive drunk, please. Just don't do it. You don't need to. And and make sure you hydrate. Pretend you're getting married. Hydrate and eat something. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And have a
Don't make a
great.
fool of yourself at the parties.
Don't.
Just
That's it. That's it. And so I'll probably be talking Christmas a little bit more going forward. But thanks so much. This is so great to catch up
always.
again. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Anytime.
All right. Fatherless Cheat Sheet. New episodes every Thursday. Keep tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. All right.